Okay, take 3. I told tech support all the steps we took, and they asked me to take some of the same steps again in a very specific order, so I will. They told me to try on 2 PCs. If they watched the video last time, they would have seen that I already did. But alright, we'll go through the steps again, and this time I'll insist that they watch the video afterwards. So here we go. Thrustmaster, still not working. They say they replaced the main board. No way for me to verify that. In any event, they say that it's stuck in boot mode. Okay. We will hold in these 2 buttons. As you can see, I am holding in the buttons that they suggested. And then, I don't know if I can position this in any way that it's really remotely possible to see this, but we're going to plug this into one of the USB ports while still holding those 2 buttons, and then we're going to release. Then, as per this email that's up on the screen right now, we're going to manually launch the bootloader. I should probably change the resolution so that it's actually possible to see this. Okay. Here it is. We're going to allow it to make a change. Here it is. Firmware update window. And as before, there is no device showing, as I explained to them all the other times. There's no device showing. It doesn't show up. We will once again unplug the USB drive, and this time, just for grins and giggles, we will plug it into the back of the tower. What will we unplug? We'll unplug something to do that. Let's see. We don't want it to be the mouse or the keyboard. Here, actually, we may be okay to use this port, right? I don't think I want to. Okay, we'll plug that port in instead. There we go. So now we are plugging it into one of the back USB ports. But I did it without holding in the buttons. Alright, let's do this again. Unplug it. Hold in the buttons. Try to contort myself as I get too close to the my amp, unfortunately, and make a feedback noise. Okay. Contorted myself enough to plug it into the back with the buttons still depressed, and then release. Now, for the instructions, I will dutifully launch the bootloader again, and in all caps, it's perfectly normal for a device that's plugged into the computer to not show up in Device Manager, according to the gentleman I was speaking with. Okay, that's not my experience. Usually, if something is plugged, a device is plugged in, and it's successfully drawing power, it should show up. It might not be identified correctly, but okay, fine. Once again, this does not show up in the firmware updater, which I would argue is logical, because if Device Manager can't see it, then how can Thrustmaster firmware updater? But okay, fine, confirmed, right? It obviously does not show up. I'm going to make a second video, I guess, where we show this same thing again, like I did in the last video, on the laptop as well. And then I will kindly send it back to Dinu and express that he should watch this video. Thank you.